What's up, everyone? New update with the Iron Man. I'm showing you the shin pieces here. I learned a few techniques. May have seen them previously. I wanted to show you something. This right here is one of the techniques that I may have stumbled upon. I watch a lot of YouTube videos like Ching Prod, Prop Tarts, Evil Ted. So I may have seen this in one of their videos as well. The red pieces that you see here, it's actually all one piece. It's 2mm craft foam, like you see here on the right hand side. I cut out all of the paper pieces that I would normally cut out on one size foam. The purple here is the 6mm craft foam. I would cut out each little piece and then do that staggering effect so it looked like some pieces were recessed. I didn't like how little it went in. I wanted a more extreme look, so it would add dimension, especially so it would look good on camera. And what I did, I took the top part. I traced all of the pieces onto the 2mm craft foam. Then I cut out the pieces that I wanted to jut out on regular 6mm craft foam. So it looks like this, and it has, again, more exaggerated features here. So I'm going to show you how I did that using scrap foam. So essentially, pretend that I traced everything out and I've cut out my big pieces that I want jutting out. Taking some CA glue, super glue, and just putting it right there on the 2mm craft foam. See, then you just cut it out around the trace. So it looks like that. Plus, this also adds a little bit more stability. Doing that stag technique, there'd just be a lot more glue to deal with and a lot of pieces that could potentially break apart. This is one solid 2mm craft piece. And that's kind of almost the finished product here. This technique, it's about creating soft edges. So actually, let's kind of... This is scrap 6mm foam. So see, like if you don't want those hard edges and you just want that soft little bevel, if you will, a lot of armored parts are starting to look like that nowadays. So this is a tried and true technique. You just take the back side, make sure you always have a sharp blade. That is number one, always make sure your blade is sharp. If you don't have a sharp blade, go get a new blade or sharpen that thing up. Then you cut about halfway down the thickness of the foam, then come in at a 45-degree angle, or as best as you can is a 45-degree angle, again to that end point in the middle of the thickness of the foam. And do your best not to go all the way through. Definitely don't want that, otherwise you'll have a hole on the other side when you fold it. So see, there's that soft edge look. So here's another technique that you can use. If the foam is thin enough and you've got a straight line that you're dealing with, you can just kind of saw down the length of it. If you're a little weary of like how deep you are going, at least with this you can see exactly how deep you are going without going all the way through to the end. And it still gets the same effect. Granted, I like the first one better, but this one is if you are a beginner and you want to try it out a couple of times, I'd always recommend practicing first. This is the foam piece in its entirety. This is getting prepped for paint. I am using Plastidip Black. I actually used 3 layers. Oh, this one, you know what? I should let you know, if you want to get a fine mist, always important, put the paint in hot water for a couple of minutes. Just regular tap water, the hottest it'll go when it's fully hot, put it in a bucket, and let the paint sit there for a little bit so it gives you a better spray. Environments as well, it's always a good idea to do it in hot weather, hot, dry weather. If you can make that environment in your house, or if you're in a garage, have it well ventilated, have some heat there. That's the best way. Like a cold, rainy day, there's a lot of humidity and it can cause some problems with your painting. So here it is primed. This is the 2X Rust-Oleum Gray primer. So here's the Rust-Oleum Metallic Gold. I should let you know I did 2 layers on the gray primer. This is actually 2 layers of the gold. This is the detail of the back that I actually really like. I like how they did that in the movie. Here, Krylon Stained Glass Cranberry Red. So on top of the gold, I wanted a red metallic look. This is the first layer, looks kind of orange. I also want it textured. I wanted some dimension and some depth to it. This is layer 2. This is layer 3, so starting to get a little bit more red. Here is layer 4. So as you can see, it's starting to look a lot like a candy apple. So I should also show here on where my mouse is. There's some dark spots, there's some light spots. I wanted something like that just because, again, it's nanobots, it's bleeding edge armor, it's tiny little pieces that are constantly forming on Tony Stark's body. So if you watch the movie again, you will see some shimmer, especially when he's getting his butt kicked by Thanos near the end scene. His bodysuit is starting to form back together, and there's a lot of textures, dimensions. There's many colors that you can actually see within the red, so it's not just one set red color. So again, here's the back piece. Oh, and here's on the back, I'm not really sure what those are, shoulder blade panels for the wings to go, but this is where I did the soft edge around this section here. And that actually was the only section where I did the soft edges on this entire suit. The rest were just hard edges. I should also let you know this right here, I just went online, I typed in images for the arc reactor, I typed in Infinity War arc reactor. I just printed it out on cardstock paper, cut it out, and I just glued it to the back. I'm going to reinforce that with epoxy resin. That'll be the next video, using epoxy resin to get that shine. This doesn't have epoxy resin on it, but the next video will show it. So here's a video. So this is what the red looks like after 4 coats. So we are going to encase this in epoxy resin, so it's going to look a whole lot shinier than what you're seeing right here. And there you go.